Subscribe to me, Devil Hunter XYZ. Alright guys, this is part 5 of my pros and cons, and this time we're going to be dealing with the Assault Strike package. Alright, the first one we're looking at is UAV, and what it pretty much does is it allows you to see enemies on your minimap. And the pro of this is it allows you to see where everyone's at, and I guess this would be a useful useful point streak for when you're playing like hardcore games, since you won't have a map. I guess the con is you still can't see people who have assassin, and also since it's really a basic point streak, chances are the enemies are going to be using that more often. Okay, the next one is care package, and with this one you get a random point streak, and I mean if you're lucky you can get a really good one like the AC-130 or an Osprey Gunner. I guess the pro of this is you can actually get those high kill streaks, and I guess the con is most of the time you just be getting those really small point streaks like UAV or counter UAV. And I guess all in all, majority of the time it's just all random, just all based on chance.
Sentry Gun ready for deployment. Repeat, Sentry Gun ready for deployment.
Okay, with the next one is the I.M.S, and with this, whenever an enemy is near the radius of the device, it automatically triggers and sets off an explosion. I guess the pro of this is because of its radius. I mean, the enemy doesn't have to really be that close for it to actually trigger. And I guess another pro is it's actually one of the few point streaks that can't really be like countered. I guess a con is it can be easily detected by the SITREP Pro, and I guess sometimes it can be avoided if you like hide behind walls. Alright, the next one is the Predator missile, which is kind of a good classic back from Modern Warfare 2. Basically, you just like set off a missile under thermal imaging, and you just like hit it onto like a group of targets. I guess the pro of this is with good precision, you can actually kill like multiple enemies at once. I guess the only con is people might be able to avoid being seen with the blind eye perk. And I guess also maybe the trophy system. Alright, with the precision airstrike, it's just how the name is. You just select the direction of an aerial strike attack. I guess the pro of this is you can like set the bombing into any direction, and unfortunately though the con is it takes a while for it to actually hit the area, so chances are the enemies are kind of going to be away from that position when you're activated. Alright, the next one is the attack helicopter. And with this one, you just call in a chopper that randomly attacks enemies. And the pro of this is it makes it where your helicopter does most of the fighting for you. And also, the helicopter kind of goes all around the map, so pretty much it can pretty much get enemies from all over the entire map. I guess the con is if the enemies have blind eye, it makes the helicopter pretty much useless. And also with Stinger missiles, it can be taken out pretty easily. Alright, the next one is Sentry Gun. And with this, you kind of bring up a like an auto turret that attacks enemies that are within its direction. Of course, the pro of this, it would just keep repeatedly attacking like enemies with non-stop. A couple of cons, however, it's unlimited time, so unfortunately it won't last forever. And also, it can pretty much be temporarily disabled by like flashbangs or stuns, and also it can pretty much be easily destroyed with by knifing it. And also, it can be avoided altogether with blind eye. Right, the next one is Strafe Run. With this, you call in like 5 helicopters that go parallel in one direction and attacking targets within its path, and then it kind of goes back. I guess the pro of this, it pretty much has like a wide attack range, so pretty much it can cover almost like the entire map. And I guess the con I can really just think of is it doesn't really last that long because the helicopters all go in one direction and just all come back. So it doesn't really seem like a useful point streak to me. Alright, the next one is the assault drone, and with this, you just call it like uh, a small like mechanical machine that kind of does has a machine gun and like rocket fire. I guess the pro of this, the drone can like go all over the map and even upstairs and attack enemies. Uh, and it also, I guess another pro is it can actually, it has like infinite ammo, so you don't really have to worry about like running out. The con, however, is just long reloading periods, and also the fact that it still can be easily destroyed by Stinger, or I guess using a EMP can actually take it out. Right, the next one is the AH-6 Overwatch. This one's kind of like a variation on the helicopter. But pretty much brings up like a it pretty much brings like a helicopter that kind of always kind of covers where your position is at. I guess the pro of this is it actually I think it actually attacks more often than a regular helicopter. But however, I guess a couple of cons is again, it can be easily destroyed by like Stinger missiles, and also it kind of somewhat reveals like an enemy position, because if they see an AH-6 over at an area, it kind of lets the enemies know that there's someone nearby. The next one is the AC-130, a familiar one from Modern Warfare 2, where you just control like an AC-130 gunship, and it has like 3 different types of weapons. I guess the pro of this is with this multiple choice of weapons, you can like easily like take down enemies. I know there's a few cons with this. There's like long reloading periods between weapons, and unfortunately, there are just times where the AC-130 just can't seem to cover the entire map. And I guess in general, it can be just avoided by having blind eye on. Alright, the next one is Juggernaut, and with this one, you call it like a Juggernaut armor, and then when you equip it, you also get the M60 and the MP412. And I guess the pros of this one is you have like 5 times the amount of health as a normal soldier, and I guess also with some unique abilities, it actually has some perks with it, like Scavenger. Uh, the only, I guess, some cons is your movement speed is a lot slower, and unfortunately, the enemies can see where you're at. As you will always show up on the enemy map as like a live target, and I guess maybe he's got to watch out for the team ganging up on you at once. Alright, the next one is the Reaper. With the Reaper, it's kind of similar to an AC-130, but you can only just shoot like manually controlled rockets, and you can control like the direction where it detonates. I guess the pro of this is you have like a like a lot of rockets in your disposal. And I guess also another pro is you can actually zoom in so you can get those enemies in those tight corners. I guess the con, however, is it still can be easily destroyed by a couple of stingers. And I guess in general, you can also just use the blind eye perk to avoid getting shot. And then most of the time, though, I guess the time limit is just going to get you down. Alright, the next one is the Pave Low. And with this one, it kind of acts like a super helicopter. It would last near twice as long, and it attacks more often. I guess the pro of this is because it lasts in the air twice as long, I mean, you won't have to worry about it just leaving so soon. And also, it actually can get a lot of kills pretty quickly. The con, however, is it still can be easily taken down with rockets. And again, it can just be avoided altogether with blind eye. Oh, the last one is the Osprey Gunner, which is kind of like the Chopper Gunner from Modern Warfare 2. But with this one, it actually also kind of brings out some care packages. So pretty much, it's kind of like a combination of the Chopper Gunner and the emergency airdrop. The pro of this is you can attack enemies from pretty much any direction. And also, I guess the pro is the splash damage is actually has pretty substantial damage. A couple of cons, however, is that sometimes the position where you're at is just kind of hard to like get to the right angle to shoot down at the enemies. And I guess unfortunately it still can be taken out pretty easily, and I guess avoided if you have blind eye. And it gets taken down pretty easily if you have like a stinger. And also, you just gotta watch out for when the enemies try to steal your care packages. Well guys, thanks for watching this video, and I hope to get the next one out soon, so just keep an eye out.